know me, I'm super about mindset, right? So that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. And I have a strong passion about the fact that when we start the new year, we have to start on a right foot, right step, right everything, right? And so, um, first, let me get started with an introduction. Some of you know me, some of you don't, some of you have been here, some of you haven't. So we're going to lay down the rules real quick. My name is David Adam Kurz. I am a executive coach at LPT Realty, and I'm also the owner of Freedom Organization Coaching and Consulting. We do own a coaching company, and I am super excited to be here with you guys today. Every single Thursday, 11 a.m., we pump out here, free, excited, ready to rock and roll with you guys. And so I wanted to take a moment and really dig in with you guys because, man, I got to tell you, I just have a ton of experience working with everybody in this situation. And what we find is that typically folks will begin the year and they will begin it pumped because they finished the year with the holidays and everything else. And they went through business planning. A lot of you guys went through the 2 days of business planning with me at the end of the year. And then January comes around and everybody goes back to shit. Everybody goes back to what they were doing before. All the dreams, all the goals, all the aspirations, everything goes away. So instead of saying every time we start this course, every single Thursday, we jump into the chat. So open up your chat and we type in it's a freedom day, but we're going to do it a little bit different this time. We're going to write in here, it's a freedom year. We're starting the year off strong. So I want you guys to go in the chat, type it out, feel it out, get the euphoria of your fingers moving, write down, it's a freedom year. Come on, let me see it. Thank you. Let's go. 2023, baby. It is a freedom year. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what this is about. The name of this company is a freedom organization for a purpose. Our entire goal is to get you guys to a level of your freedom, whatever that means to you. Whatever that means to you. Everybody's freedom is absolutely different. My freedom is different than your freedom. Some people like ski slopes and snow and mountains, and that is a freedom. They want a cabin way up there. They don't mind getting stuck in the winter. They like fireplaces. That is not me. That is not a freedom for me. I would be miserable, folks. Okay. But for some of you, that is amazing. I need to be on a beach. Some people don't like beaches. They don't like sand. My brother hates the beach, does not want to step foot on the beach, right? Complete opposites. I need to be on the beach. I need water. I need a boat. You know what I'm saying, folks? So my freedom is very different than your freedom, but what freedoms are we truly working on? We're working on time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, occupation freedom, career freedom, family freedom, right? And so for some of you guys, some of that means something more than it means to other people. Some folks in here right now don't have a family yet. They ain't got kids yet. They ain't got that kind of worry, right? So what are they thinking about? They're thinking about financial freedom and location freedom, right? Some of y'all got small kids. You're thinking about the freedom and the opportunity to be at that basketball game, be at that football game, while still making all the financial freedom moves you need to make. And that's what we're all about. Okay, that's what we're all about. So I want to talk about a few things. We're very interactive. So I expect you guys to come jump in there. Jessica just wrote Sports Mom. I love it. I'll tell you a quick story. Some of you have heard it, some of you have not. I've coached for 10 years and I used to get in front of everybody as if my mission in life was to make everybody a top producer. My mission in life was to get everybody to do 100 deals, 200 deals, 300 deals. Come on, guys, let's do it, right? And I had this lady that changed my coaching program forever, okay? One simple thing. She came, she walked up to me, she said, Dave, I love coming to your coaching classes. I take what I can get, I implement it into my business. You know, I love listening to you, motivate me, you pump me up, but man, I really don't want to be a top producer. And that blew my mind. If you know me, there's a very tiny filter between my brain and my mouth, right? But somehow at that moment, she caught that filter. It was an opportunity for me to have that filter, right? And so I said, can you please explain this to me? Like, can you please tell me what that means? And so she said, I want the freedom, the opportunity to be at my son's football game, at my daughter's cheerleading events. I want to be at basketball. I want to do that stuff. So I said, all right, well, how much do you need to earn? And in my head, again, single mom, she needs to make some money. She needs to make some moves. She says, no, I just need 60 grand a year. Now, guys, this is like 7, 8 years ago. Okay. She said, I just need 60 grand a year. I said, what? No, how does somebody live? We're in Miami, by the way. I'm like, how do you live on 60 grand a year, man? You know? And she said to me, my car is paid off. I don't need a new car. My townhouse is paid off. I don't need a new place. I just need to be able to support my kids and pay for all their sports and do that kind of stuff, buy food, pay my taxes on my place, and I'm good to go. And I said, oh, snap, this is great. I said, let's sit down, let's talk about this. And I spent another hour with this lady on a completely different mindset than, I want you to sell 150,000 houses this year, right? Like, we just completely changed the game. So again, whatever it means to you, whatever your vision is, that's what I want you to focus on as we work on today, okay? Now, guys, if you have a face and a camera, I would love to see your faces, because there's nothing worse than coaching a bunch of boxes with names on it, right? Especially the ones that say iPhone 2, right? So I have no idea who you are. So turn on your cameras. Let's get active in here. We got like two pages of folks. And so I want to see as many of you as possible, please. All right. Now, jumping in here, let's really dig into this, because I want to have some fun with you guys. And again, we're interactive. So I'm going to open up my chat box. I'm going to make sure I can see my chat box. Hold on one second. Where's my chat box? There it is. Awesome. All right. I'm going to make my chat box nice and big because I want to be able to see everybody. Yes, Kat, I see you remember that. Yes, we talked about it, right? Mike says debt-free is the way to be. I love it. And we could even talk about that, Mike, right? Like, is all debt bad debt? No, right? But you know what? So many of us have been raised like debt needs to go away. You can't be in debt. You can't have any debt, right? But not all debt is bad debt. My house is not a bad debt. I'll tell you that right now. And I'll probably never pay it off because I'm gonna buy another one and another one and another one and another one, right? Maybe one day my kids will pay them off, but that's up to them. You know, that's if I leave it to them, Mike. All right. So let's have a little fun with this, right? You know, I wrote this down before, and I said, what is the real problem? The problem is this. At the beginning of 2023, business plans begin to become ignored, right? So many of you spent significant time last week or last year, right? Last year, like I remember it like it was a week ago, right? Last year, at the end of the year, many of you spent some time and really developed a business plan. And if you were in what we were doing, you were like really dialing down to the point where you had big goals, and we chomped it all the way down into something you can add to your calendar in a time slot, right? And we basically said, if you build out the calendar and you follow the time slots and you respect your time, well, you'll achieve your goals, because effort plus action equals achievement, right? And so you're going to be able to achieve your goals simply by going in on full attack and really focusing on them. And so here's what happens to many of us. And I know, like, if I said, raise your hand if this is true, right? I'm sure, like, I'm going to give you the example. You type in the box, yes, if it's ever happened to you. I'll even type yes, because I know it's happened to me, right? We create the business plan, and then January rolls around, and we do everything we were doing the year before that had nothing to do with the business plan. We just kept living life. Type yes if that's happened to you, right? I'm going to type it in there too. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. It's completely happened to me, right? You know, so like Josh says, yes, sadly, right? And so the reason that we say sadly is because we end every year with goals, and we say we want to be a better version of ourselves, right? We want to pick up the pace. We want to do more. I closed X amount this year, so next year I want to do 10%, 20% more, 50% more, whatever your goals are, right? And then what do? We just repeat the same exact actions from last year and hopefully get the same results. And the reason that I say hopefully is because I'm going to tell you right now, last year's actions will not work this year. Do we know why? Anybody know why? Why won't what we did last year work this year? Can anybody type that in the chat box? What do you guys think? We're in real estate, right? What has changed? Different market. That's right. Everybody's know it. You know it. Different market, shifting market, shifted market, like with the ED, shifted market. We are shifted, right? We're in a different place. There are no more lines around the block for your open house, right? You're not getting under contract in 20 seconds anymore. You know, now you actually have to make adjustments to your business to sell more real estate. I don't know if you guys heard the stats. The stat that NAR put out was that 250,000 real estate agents nationally will drop out this year. 250,000, man. That's 250,000 agents will drop out of the market this year. I'm going to tell you the reasons why. Number one, many of those, they weren't taking the business seriously anyway, right? They just kind of got their license because they saw it was kind of easy and they started writing. Brian says, good. I feel you, brother. You know? You know, the other part is they came in and it was easy. It was easy, right? There was a lot of, there was a lot of movement. It was easy to make money. It was like, some of you have been in the business maybe as long as me. You remember 2007 when you could have 3 closings at the same time for the same property in the same table in the same hour, right? And so it was just a very different market. And what happened was, now we're moving into a market where you actually got to work it, right? You get a listing, you actually got to go out there and try to sell this baby. You got to knock on doors, you got to send postcards, you got to make phone calls, you got to call the top 100 agents in the area. Hey, I got this listing, you want to come by and see it? Now we got to start buying food for the brokers opens that we weren't even hosting last year, right? Many of y'all weren't even hosting a brokers open. Why would you? They were all showing up for the open house. Now you're going to have a broker's open. You got to serve food because God forbid that if I go to the MLS and it says you don't have lunch, I'm not coming by your broker's open. Right. And so we're now have to get back to that pace. Catering, cookies in the oven, everything that's necessary to consistently bring attention to the house. Getting back to social media, before we were on social media and we were purposeless. Now we get purposeful. Right? Now we really need to sell this property. And sellers, their brain set, the mindset, the brain set is last year. So they're looking at you, they're going, Lillian, why can't you sell my house? Well, last year, my cousin sold her house in 3.2 seconds. Why is it taking you 3 weeks? Right? It's crazy. By the way, properties are still moving, depending on your market. Begin to study your markets and really understand them. We'll touch on that a little bit later. But here's a big thing. Next big thing. People become unintentional. They're not intentional and present in their businesses, right? Next thing. They quit before they see results. So here's an example. I love writing on the whiteboard, guys. I hope you can see it. But here's an example. January, they follow the plan. February, they follow the plan. March, they follow the plan. Then they do a quarterly eval because they come to my trainings and we talk about quarterly evaluations of your business plan, right? And at the end of March, they do a quarterly eval and they realize that they've only sold $2.2 million. I'm just using numbers, guys. I'm just using numbers, okay? And they realize they've only sold $2.2 million. But here's the problem. Their goal for this year was 20 million. Are they behind? Yeah, they're behind. They're behind. So what do 90% of people do? They quit. And they go back to what they were doing last year. Right? They go back to what they were doing last year. Why? Because they couldn't find it in themselves to be consistent enough to continue. And if they're behind, and you guys keep coming to this coaching, because I'm telling you, when we hit that quarterly and we start talking about what happens with your quarterly goals, I'm going to get you out of this quit mindset ASAP, because we're going to dig in on how to evaluate your quarterly goal and how to shift your plan. Because I'll tell you right now, You could have spent 100 hours at the end of the year. You could have spread sheets of paper all over a 30-foot desk with plans and goals, and you could have broken all of them down to minute pieces, and you could have implemented them all into your calendar, did everything I said. And on your quarterly eval, you realize this can't be written in stone. That plan isn't written in stone. That plan is a plan that can be shifted, can be adjusted. It is fluid, it is flexible, right? So if you take the plan and you make it flexible on your quarterly piece, you get to look at it and say, okay, let's dig in and evaluate and see why I'm behind. Sometimes you just got to put a mirror on the desk while you're working on this, okay? So you can look at yourself and understand why you were behind, right? And oftentimes you could realize, well, maybe I didn't make those calls the way I was supposed to. Maybe instead of doing 45 minutes of calls, I should block out 2 hours of calls. Maybe I need to create automation for my sphere of influence instead of depending on my mindset to remember them, right? Maybe I should create automation inside of my CRM. Maybe I need to dig into my CRM more often and use it more often, because your CRM should be the centrifugal force of the wheel of your business. But many of us don't do it. It becomes a plan. Everyone says, I'm going to wake up every morning, I'm going to get into my CRM, I'm going to check what my tasks are, I'm going to set reminders, and then I'm going to make calls. And then about 3 weeks in, people are like, oh, I don't really want to make calls today. I'm going to go to the park. Right? Because we live this wonderful life where, as a realtor, people become realtors. One of the biggest reasons, first biggest reasons is I'm going to make a lot of money, right? Then the next reason is I can make my own schedule. I love that. I love that. Not if you want to make a lot of money, folks. Yeah, you're going to make your own schedule. It's going to be a long ass day. It's going to be a work schedule. Okay? And you don't get off at 5 p.m. It's not going to happen. And once we come to that realization, we can shift and play with our plan. And then if you really focus on that, you do it, maybe the next quarter, maybe Q2, you do 10 million, and now you're at 12.2. Are you on track now? Huge. But you know what happens? 90% of people get here and they go 2.2. It's 4 quarters in a year, 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to do maybe 10 million. That's only half my goal. Screw it. I'm done. I'll just do the 10. And they quit on this. Why? This was the goal. I'm coaching agents right now that got $450,000 goals, $1 million goals, $1.2 million goals, $500,000 goals, right? And I'll be daggoned if they're going to quit on themselves, right? But you have to hold yourself accountable. Somebody wrote, take accountability for your actions and lack of actions. That's right. Alicia, you're right. You're right. And that's why I said, sometimes when you do this, you put a mirror down on the desk, and you have that conversation while you're evaluating. You just kind of look up at yourself and go, what did I do? What did I do? Because we can point fingers all day long. I love when people come up to me and go, it's the market. The market sucks. Yeah. Well, I looked at the MLS the other day and I saw a bunch of houses sold. How come your name wasn't on any of them? Right? How come they were able to do it, but you were not? We have the equal opportunity, don't we? We all got the same license, right? Oh, they know somebody. That's my next favorite. They know somebody. They're well connected, Well, I tell you right now, I know folks that are well connected and don't do any business. And now folks that are well connected and do a lot of business. You know, the difference between the two of them are the ones that don't do any business, the well connected people that they know don't trust them. Because if you don't know how to do the job, it doesn't matter how well connected you are. Unless, of course, you're running for government, but that's a whole different situation. And then, all right. And then the next piece is not tracking accomplishments. So we just talked about this right now, where we were tracking our quarterly. So one of the biggest pieces that I'm going to give you today is, if you are on a plan every single month, just do a quick evaluation of your plan. Be committed to yourself. Like on the first of every month, go into your calendar, block 4 hours for you. And then evaluate your plan month by month. And then on the quarter, you could look at the quarter as a whole. That's a big piece for you. And if you do that consistently, you'll know exactly where your business is every single time. There'll be no question, right? There'll be no question where your business is. And if you're doing this, you're studying the market as well. And if you're studying your market, don't listen to CNN, Fox News, CNBC, ABC, NBC. Don't listen to those guys. Why? Because they're giving you national news. National news, right? They're telling you what's happening on a national level. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm looking at some of the faces in here. Some of you guys live in Florida. Some of you guys live in Virginia. Some of you guys live in Texas, right? I think we typically have a few California folks in here. I'm telling you right now, that California market is not the Miami market. And I say California as a whole. San Diego, 30% down. New York, 20% down. Miami, less than 1%. Guys, this is a big difference, right? So you got to know your market. You got to know what's happening in your neighborhood. You know why? The next time you're wearing that shirt that says, I am your realtor on the back of it, right? And you're at the supermarket and somebody goes, hey, you're in real estate. And you go, yes, I am. And they say, how's the market? You don't give the typical, oh, it's great answer, right? You don't give the typical answer, Or my favorite are the realtors that go, oh, it's horrible out there right now. Like, hey, way to gain that business, right? You could give an educated answer. Well, it really depends on what part of town you live in. Where do you live, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I live in this neighborhood. I'll use Miami for an example. I live in the Coconut Grove area. Oh, Coconut Grove is doing very well. Movement in Coconut Grove strong. As a matter of fact, inventory is so low, it's hard to get a property there. People are just attracted to being in the Grove, right? Oh, why do people love Coconut Grove so much? Well, because it's right next to Coral Gables. You're 10 minutes from downtown Miami, and it's on the water. Who wouldn't love Coconut Grove? It's very bohemian, it's chic, it's cool, it's chill. Everybody's got a dog. Everybody's got 5 dogs, believe it or not. Grove is nuts, right? And so it's an environment that people are going for, that want to be in, right? That people want to be a part of it. Okay. Next piece is coming up with excuses, and we're going to use the chat for this, right? Now, I love this part because we get to really defeat it and get it out of your system right now. I want you to think about, everybody wrote yes, or most of you wrote yes. Yes, I've been down that path. What are some of the excuses that you have told yourself to cheat yourself out of your future plan? What are some of the excuses? I'll look at the chat. What are some of the excuses? I don't know anyone. All right. Don't know anyone. That's awesome. I love that one, by the way, right? They're going to say no, right? Scared of no, right? What else? Don't want to bother people. Get it out of your system now. Come on, guys, type it in there, right? Don't want to bother people. Don't want to bug anybody. People don't want to talk to me, right? Talk to me. I don't know enough. Scared of the conversation. Right? What else? Wrong time to call. That's my favorite. Time. Wrong time. Right? What else? Not a popular brokerage. Okay. Popular brokerage. Right? Because some of you guys are afraid to knock on those really big $5 million houses because you're not tied to Sotheby's. Right? Okay. But you don't realize you're the brand. It's what you know. Right? They know so many other realtors, right? That's awesome. So they know so many other realtors, and then you know what another one is? There's a lot of realtors in this neighborhood, right? A lot of realtors in the neighborhood. All right, I just wrote in hood. All right, sorry about that. I don't have a perfect system. Man, Lillian, that's great. I don't have a system in place. You guys ever heard of the perfect planner? Right? It's like somebody who absolutely needs the plan to be perfect before they can actually take action on it. Lillian's raising her hand. She's like, yeah, that's me. Right. And so, funny story, right? I write this book. It's called The Blueprint. We give everybody the blueprint on exactly what to do. And then we realize, as we talk to people who read the book, that they loved it. And then I would say, okay, what are your results? And then they would go, So we wrote a second book called Take Action, right? Because we realized that we wrote the blueprint, but then we didn't actually tell anybody, go do it. You know what I'm saying? So we wrote a little book called Take Action. And then now when I talk to people and I go, hey, did you enjoy Take Action? Yes, I did. What are the results from some of the things you implement? That they have something to say, because we actually forced them into action. Paralysis and analysis. That's right. 100%, John, you know? And so don't have experience. Somebody wrote that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Experience. Don't have experience. Now, I want you guys to help me defeat some of these. All right. We're going to have some fun with it. I told you we was going to have fun today, right? Because look, every excuse you give to yourself has a counteraction, right? You could totally defeat it, right? So let's start with this one, because some of you guys have experience, a ton of experience. So you guys are going to help me right now, right? That don't have experience. How can they defeat that? Give me an example on how they can defeat not having experience. Get some. Rob says, get some. Get some. That's my military dude right there. Get some. Everyone started the same exact way. That's awesome. Build up your experience. Right. Speak on a team level. Yes. Partner with somebody that does. Yes. Right. Use brokerage numbers. 100%. Our brokerage did X in the neighborhood recently. Right. Use your business team's experience. Wonderful. I have more time to focus on the file. That's true. Very true. You know, take some classes, refer to your team, right? So now, yes, take classes. Elizabeth said, take classes, but don't become a professional student, right? Actually become a professional realtor, right? So take the classes and then go implement them, and then take another class and go implement them, and then take another class and go implement them. Richard says, be confident on the subject. The only way you can be confident on the subject is by understanding the content, right? Brian says, turn off the news, turn off the noise. Turn off the noise, exterior noise, turn off the noise, right? And here's the crazy part. For the ones that said, I don't have enough experience, they've heard it before. They've heard it from their aunts, their parents, their uncles, their cousins, right? Okay, you don't have the experience, right? And so they take that to heart because it typically comes from the closest people we know. And they think that they're being supportive, being real with you. What they're doing is knocking you down, right? So other pieces. Take action, be consistent, right? Braulio says be consistent, 100%, right? Here's the crazy part. If you don't have experience, join a team. Like, call me crazy. But even if that team charges you 50% to be on the team, 50% of something's better than 100% of nothing. So join a team. You know what happens when you join a team? You're on the team, and then the team supports you in your efforts. They go to meetings with you. They talk to clients with you. They help you in negotiation. They do all that stuff with you. And stay on that team until you feel like you have the experience necessary to move on. Or you grow with that team and build the team within the team, or build your own team, or do whatever you want to do. But gain the experience. Invest in yourself, right? Look, guys, I got to tell you, I always tell this story, you know, back in the day when, you know, people fought with swords and shields, right? Like pre-gun, okay? These swords had to be perfect. They were wielded by swordsmiths. And these swordsmiths, in order to become a master, you had to work under a master for 30 years. Think about that for a minute. 30 years you worked under a master. You could create swords better than your master, but you're still not considered a master because you were a novice. You were just a regular swordsmith. And then maybe when the master died, you get to take his place as the master. That was a long time ago. I'm not saying you got to be on the team for 30 years, okay? What I do say is, if you're going to gain the experience, gain it for some time. The time that you feel you need. Don't get overconfident too soon, too early. Success takes time, 100% right, Brian. Success takes time, right? So if you're going to invest in yourself by attaching to someone who's going to mentor and lead you in the right direction. Here's the crazy part. People go, somebody said, oh, we were talking about the brokerage and the $5 million house and all this other stuff, right? And so somebody goes, people are afraid to go after clients like that. Why? Because they don't feel like they have the experience to sell a $5 million house, a $10 million house, $15 million house. By the way, every person that has sold a $10 million house had to sell one at their first time, like they had a first time. Just like all of us had our first real estate experience at some point, sometime, right? And so what do? Well, okay, I got an opportunity to go sit with a seller who has a $10 million house. What should I do? Should I go over there and fumble my words all over the place? Or should I bring somebody with me that actually sells $10 million houses left and right like it's hotcakes? Yeah, I'm bringing somebody with me. Hey, you want to go 50-50 on this? You think they're going to say no to 50% of the 3% of $10 million? No. And they say, hell yeah, let's go. I'm in. And if they don't want to, call me. I don't care where you are. I'll fly for a $10 million listing. Let's go. I'm ready, right? You're always going to be able to find people who will mentor you through that transaction, who will show you how to do it. First of all, they'll be forever grateful that you came to them and you were honest with them and you brought them into the deal. Second of all, you will become a person of trust. If you do a great job during that transaction, guess who becomes a referral partner for them in the future for deals that they can't handle? Think about that. It all begins somewhere. It all begins somewhere. We all hear about the person that sold the $25 million house. Now, my favorite is the most expensive sale in the history of real estate. Well, that was a first time for that guy, right? So we're all going to have those first times. So believe in yourself enough and be humble enough to be able to search for somebody to mentor and guide you. By the way, I don't care how long you've been in this business. Like I said to you guys, this is my 18th year in this business. There are some things that I've not experienced. And I am more than happy to find mentorship for the things that I have not experienced, for the things that I need help in, coaching in the things that I want to know or need to know, because I don't know it all. Every single day, this business changes. Every single deal has its own soul, its own heartbeat. Think about that for a minute. Think about it strong. Every single deal has its own soul and its own heartbeat. No two deals are alike, because no two deals are going to have the same exact personalities and people involved. There are sellers, there are buyers, there's attorneys, there's title, there's mortgage, there's inspections, there's you, there's the other realtor. All these different personalities become one big soup on this deal, and every deal has a different feeling to it, right? Now, one of the things that we also said was time blocking and following your time block. And we talked about how some folks, they create their time blocks, but then they don't follow them anymore. And then they sit down with the mirror and wonder what happened, right? Like what happened? How come I didn't hit my markers, right? And so in this opportunity, what I would say to you is stick to your plan. Follow your time blocks. If you're not time blocking yourself and trusting yourself enough to follow your time block, then you need to get massively committed to that. Remember, we talked about the CRM being the centrifugal force of your business. Well, your calendar is the force of your life. If you follow your calendar to the T and you've really planned it out well, you're going to win this year. And that's all you need to be thinking about is win, 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 win. I don't care what happens, okay? We talked about the quarterly stuff. Don't kill it too early. Now, breaking these excuses, let's come back to it. Scared of no. How do we combat scared of no? Scared of no. How do we combat scared of no? There's only one way to do it, by the way. How do we combat scared of no? Type it in the chat box. Hear it. Yes. Go for no. 100 in a row. Yes, this is it. This is exactly what I was saying. Dive right in. Ask more questions. Do it. For the folks that say no, train your mind and your brain to hear that as maybe. Think about that for a minute. And if you're told no 100 times, well, you kind of get used to it. It only takes one yes. It only takes one yes. We always joke about this. Real estate, trying to get deals in real estate is like dating, right? The person on the other side's got to like you. They got to know, like, and trust you to be able to say, sure, let's go on that date together. Let's commit to each other for the next X amount of time so you can sell this house for me or help me buy a house. Let me put all my trust in you for one of the largest transactions I will ever make in my life. Now, those of you that remember dating, how many no's did you get before you found the one? You see where I'm going with this, right? How many no's did you get before you found the one? Some of you are like, Sid, I still ain't found the one, right? I'm still getting no's. Okay, that's okay. Brian says, I found my woman. Me too, Brian, me too, right? But I'm gonna tell you right now, there are a couple million no's before that. And you get used to it. You get used to it, right? Boys and girls, we get used to this in middle school, by the way. Now here we are, adults, scared of getting a no at when we ask for business. Just ask for it. They say no, say, okay, well, keep asking questions. Hey, do you know anybody who's looking to buy or sell real estate right now? I could really use any referrals that you have. No, I don't. Are you sure? Ask more questions. Would you like to sign this listing agreement right now? You finished your presentation, right? Would you like to sign this listing agreement right now? We can get started. No, not yet. Okay, I can understand that. Can you tell me why you would not sign right now? And then just shut up and listen for a little while. Sometimes people just want you to hear them out. Sometimes people want to be heard. Well, I want to interview 2 or 3 more agents. You know, we know quite a few agents in the area. Plus, my husband's cousin, sister, uncle is a realtor too, you know? And so, you know, we got to interview that person too. Let me ask you a question. Have I addressed all of the thought processes that you were thinking about selling your house? Have I addressed it all in this meeting today? Well, yes, you have. And is there anything that you think I might have missed? Could be my fault. I might have just missed it. Is there anything you expected to hear that you did not hear? No, nothing at all. Okay. Well, can we go ahead and get this started right now? And I promise you, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is the best thing you'll ever say at a listing agreement. We could sign this right now. And I will save you the embarrassment of having to call those other agents. Just give me their names and phone numbers, and I'll tell them that I have the listing, and I will personally invite them to a private broker's open so they get access first. I'll call them for you. Right? Sounds cocky. It's fun. People love hearing that. They laugh. They have a good time at the table. Don't come off like a jerk. Just have fun with it. Right? All right, here's another one. We already said this. I don't have the right system in place. How do you fix that? How do you fix that? I don't have the right system in place. Give me that. Type it in the chat box. I don't have the right system in place. I need a better system. Sarah says, join OPT. I got you. I don't have the right system in place. Right? What are some ways? Go back to David's notes. Love you, Kat. Thank you. Get a better system. How do we get a better system, right? The best system is that the one that you actually use. Thank you, Rob. Alicia, ask for help. Yes, ask for help. John, if you have a phone, you have a system. Man, I love where this is going. This is the original system. Prior to this, you had to flip it open. Prior to this, you had a big box. Prior to this, there was actually a strap-on box and it connected to that and you picked it up. Prior to that, there was a rotary and the real hustlers had crooked fingers because they used to be like this all day making phone calls. This is the original system. Prior to the rotary, you know what they did? What am I doing? I'm knocking on businesses, knocking on doors. I'm going to meet people. I'm going to network events. I'm doing it all. I'm doing everything I need to do to be successful. And the only way for me to do that is to have more conversations. That is the system. Your system does not need to be perfect. Your system needs to just have an idea. So think about this for a moment. How do I have more conversations? Okay, I'm going to open up my phone and I'm going to start at A and I'm going to call every single person till I get to Z. And I'm going to have a private conversation with them. And I'm going to invite them to learn more about my real estate business. And then I'm going to ask them for business. And I'm going to do this till I hit Z. And then when I'm done, Well, I guess I'll just go back up to A and start again and work my way back down to Z. That's the system. Did it require a ton of energy or effort? Yes. But did the thought process of that system require you to break the bank? Well, let me organize, let me download them, let me get them into a sheet, let me highlight, let me remove people. How am I going to remember my conversations? You got a notebook? You got a CRM? Right? We all got this baby right here. This thing has notes in it. It's crazy, right? It's yellow and everything. You open up the notes app, type in a name, and you write, spoke to John Miller. John Miller says that he'd be interested in buying a house in a month. Then I go to my calendar and I put 3 weeks from now, call John Miller at 9 a.m. Like, seriously, that's a system. Is it the perfect system? No. Does it need to be? No. Will I get business doing that? Hell yeah. Because I'm going to have more conversations than anyone else. By the way, if you want to know how many people are in your phone, just scroll all the way to the bottom of your list on your phone, your contact list, and then past the very last name, it'll tell you how many contacts you have. I think in my phone, I got 4,300 some contacts. You think I might be able to get one listing out of that? Yeah. Start an A, work my way to Z. Start an A again, work my way to Z. Start an A again, work my way to Z. It's also a good way to delete people, right? Don't ever call me again. Okay. Delete it from my phone. Now it's 4,299. I'm okay with that. You're fixing your phone, you're clearing it out, you're updating information. By the way, if you were to do this and you just updated information, got email addresses from people, people said, no, Zara, I own a home already, Zara. Great. Where do you live? I live at 123 Main Street in, Jacksonville, Florida. That's great. Listen, let me ask you a question. How long you been living there? A year. So I understand you don't have any intention of moving anytime soon, but you know what I can do? Is it okay with you if I set you up on an alert that will come to you quarterly, every 3 months? You're going to get an email, simple email, that's just going to tell you what the market's doing in your area, and it will kind of give you the value of your home. That's valuable. People who own homes want to know how much their home is worth. Almost no one's going to say no to that. Sure, Zara, I would love that. Great, I got your address. Let me get your email, david@davidadamkurz.com. Thank you so much. And then you set them up on that drip campaign right inside your CRM. Market seller report. Super solid stuff. These are conversations you could be having. Here's another one. Hey, Alyssa, how you doing? How's everything? Great. Listen, blah, 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 blah. How the kids? How's everybody? Great. Oh, my husband got a new job. We're moving soon. What? Do you have to sell your house? I do. I'm so glad you called. That's another conversation that absolutely is bound to happen. Here's another one, right? Hey, Gio, how's it going? Great. Hey, man, listen, I'm calling, I'm updating my systems. I just want to get your email address. I promise I'm not going to bombard you. I'm just, I'm really grinding it out in my real estate business. It's really becoming successful. And I'm just trying to get my systems more organized, right? Gio goes, great, no problem. Gio@gio.com. Fantastic, man. So you're selling real estate? Yes, I am. Man, I got a cousin that's actually looking for homes. She's having a really hard time. Can I give her your number? Absolutely, Gio. You know what? I'm going to tell you what. Instead of you giving her my number, when we hang up the phone, just tie us together on a text message and give me that warm introduction, and I'll just chat with her from there. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. I'll do that as soon as we hang up. Great, Gio. Thanks, man. Talk to you soon. And listen, Gio, I appreciate you for supporting my business. That's it right there. These are phone calls that are going to happen if you did that. That's a system, right? Okay, one last one. They already know too many realtors. Give me some ways we can combat that. They already know too many realtors. They know too many realtors. Give me some ideas. Give me some ideas. Show them your value, 100%. Vacuum. It's a vacuum, Jeannie. Show expertise through value. Again, bringing value. Ask if they're doing business. That's a great one. develop the relationship. Amazing. Everyone has a friend in the business, but you want somebody to get the job done, right? Yes, 100%. You know what? A lot of realtors, we know it. We all know it. The majority of real estate agents are part-timers. That's a majority basis, right? Whether that means they actually have another job or just only do it part-time because they don't really understand how to push the business, right? You know, if you're pushing it, whether you're part-time or full-time, there's a way to pitch it. Is that person going to commit to the sale of your home? Do they live in the area? Are they full-time? Here's my favorite. It's my sister. There's no way in the world that I can give you this listing because my sister would kill me. What the hell am I doing sitting in your house? Guys, if you got invited to the house, you're an option. So ask, okay, well, if that's the case, what am I doing here today? Don't be afraid to ask. Put them on the spot. Well, I just wanted to hear what realtors are doing out there so that I could compare it to my sister. Well, when your sister talked about selling your house, did she talk about the postcards that she was going to send out? Did she talk about the sign writer she was going to put on your sign? Did she talk about the exposure on social media and digital platforms? Did she talk about these great pamphlets that I had? Did she answer these 9 questions? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And if they still commit at the end, I said, I'm gonna tell you what, this is what I'm gonna do. You're gonna sign my listing today. And I'm gonna call your sister when we're done here, and I'm gonna give her 10% just because she's your sister. No, I ain't say 25% referral. I said, I'm gonna give her 10% just because she's your sister. She's gonna make money for no reason whatsoever. Am I bringing value to that family? Yes, because now she don't have to be in a fight with her sister for the next 3 years about the house that she didn't get to sell. Sister still makes some money. I do a great job. They feel comfortable with the person they hired. Huge, huge. Another one. Let me ask you a question. We're going to be talking about your finances. We're going to be talking about how much money you made per selling this house. Are you okay with your family knowing all this information on Thanksgiving? Because you know your sister's going to talk about how you made $300,000 selling this house, right? Y'all see where I'm getting? This is value that you're bringing to the table because you're letting them know by working with me, this is private. The information that you and I share is private. And I have a fiduciary responsibility to you in the sale of this home. Right? All right, guys, anybody want to kind of chime in? There's one thing that I love to do with my first class of the year, and that's talk about big goals real quick because we're an hour and 4 minutes, I think, on this. What time is it anyway? What time is it? Do you have a time? 11:52. Awesome. We got like 8 minutes. Okay. So one of the things that I love to do is Alicia, you wrote it. It's professional, not personal. I love it. Appreciate that, man. That's the way to go. Right. I love big goals. I'm a big goal kind of person. I love to hear people's outlandish, ridiculous, out of control goals. So I would love for you guys to share a goal. If you'd like to unmute yourself and share your goal, I would love it. Now, let me tell you what happens. When you unmute yourself, so usually I say, type it in the chat box and everybody goes nuts, right? But when you unmute yourself and you voice out your biggest, craziest, outlandish goal for 2023, you have just told all of us your goal, and the universe hears you. So let's have fun with. What's that? All right, so raise your hand. There's like a little if you go to the bottom, there's a button called reactions, right? Where you can raise your hand just like that. All right. So hit reactions, raise your hand if you want to share your big goal. Raise your hand if you want to share your big goal, and I'll call on you so that way we can play it out. Awesome. All right, bring it up. Raise your hand if you want to share your big goal. All right, so I'm going to go with the order of the way I see the boxes in my screen view. Okay. All right, so first person, we'll start with Alicia. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Alicia.
My goal is to sell 10 to 20 homes in the Homestead market due to being new here and build my database up.
Awesome. That's amazing, man. Homestead's a great market, by the way. So you're gonna have
There's a
tremendous opportunity there.
there's a lot of new construction.
Can we
Mhm.
remove
Say that again?
the 10? You
Sure.
said I'm gonna sell 10 to 20 homes. Why don't we just sell? I'm gonna sell 20 homes this year.
All right, I'm selling 20 homes this year.
Let's go. Become outlandish. Get crazy with it. Shanique?
Hello, I am brand new to real estate, and my goal for this year is to sell $10 million in real estate.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Y'all heard that, right? She said, I'm brand new to real estate, and my goal this year is to sell $10 million in real estate. Lady, that is amazing. I'm super excited to hear that. Thank you very much. Jeannie,
Hey.
I'm
All
scared.
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm scared because this is my real estate business partner. So whatever she says, I'm tied
You
to.
might be rubbing off on me.
Let's go.
You might be rubbing off with the big goals. So as far as our team, our my goal and our growth is very important to us. So growing our team to 50 agents total. Right now we're a little under 25. And that might be a little, on the lower side. I think we can hit 100 by the end of the year. Agent attraction for me is huge as well. So 500 agents on my downline would be amazing. 100 on my first, and I'm I'm about quarter there. So I'm excited. And selling over 100 million for the team for sure. Personally, I like to share my business with the team. So personally, maybe 50 transactions myself. Let's
Awesome.
go.
Dude, those are really big goals. I'm really excited. I'm about to go in the corner and
Yes.
cry. I'm gonna cry right now. All right, let's make this happen. Team Chancy, what's up?
Hey there. So I have a personal goal of selling 10 million myself, building a team, getting my 15 across and getting each of my 15 to get 3 is my goal. And my team's new. Some of them are just, well, not some of them, most of them are brand new out of school. So I'm working with them on getting a listing and a buyer within the first quarter.
Oh man, that's amazing. So how many people do you have in your team right now?
14.
14 agents on the team, most of them new. Goal is quarter one, get a listing and a buyer each. Think about that.
Yep.
14 times 2. That's good business right there.
And we are doing a 30-day challenge of cold calling 250 people a week.
Oh man,
So,
that's amazing, dude. I'm super excited to hear that. By the way, I love this, guys. Think about this. She said, I've got a team of 14. They're almost every single one of those brand new. But in Q1, they're going to get a listing and a buyer, and we're going to have a fantastic 28 deal first quarter, right? That's going to happen. That's number one. Number two, each one of these people by the end of Q1 have enough experience where they're feeling confident. So Q2 is just going to get so much better. And then she said, I'm going to take my first line. So those of you that have downlines, I'm going to take my first line, put 15 people in there, and then I'm going to help every single one of those get 3
by the end of the year, yep.
by the end of the year. 15 plus 15 times 3. Come on, guys. That's huge, man. That's 15 plus 45. Let's go. That's exciting stuff. I'm really glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. I have Annette next. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Let's see. Are you muted still? No. Now you're muted. Let's see. Unmute yourself. We can't hear you. No. What's going on? All right, let's see if you can figure out your mic situation. We'll go to John while you figure it out.
Hey,
John, what's up? Nashville, Tennessee, baby.
What's up? Just signed up.
Welcome to the fam.
Appreciate it. I'm selling 40 houses this year. I'm going to put 20 on my front line.
Oh, that's amazing. John, let me ask you a question. How many houses did you sell last year?
Well, that's a trick question. I switched markets. I moved from Denver to Nashville.
Okay.
I'm originally from Nashville, but I've spent 20 years in Denver. So 3 total last year. But on a normal year, about 17 to 18.
Okay, so here's the crazy part. What I want everybody to hear from this is, yeah, on a normal year he does 17, 18, but in 2022 he had a shift and he sold 3 houses. But his goal this year is to get back on track. Think about that. He said, this year I'm gonna sell 20 houses. What'd you say, 20 or 40?
40.
40 houses. So not only get back on track, he's gonna double it up. He's gonna go 100x on it.
Oh yeah, double. It and then 40, 50, it's going to happen. And just as important is the 20 on my front line. And like you said, and then helping those people. Right now I have one, haven't officially even onboarded yet, but yeah, I've got one and she's brought on one so far. So, it's just a great opportunity and
huge
opportunity. Just happy to be part of it at the beginning too, that's amazing.
John, thank you so much for jumping in on that, man. I appreciate that. Annette, did you get fixed? I can't hear you still. I saw that. I read your lips though. She said, oh shit. I still can't hear you. We might actually have to go like chat it in the box and I'll say it for you or something along those lines. All right, Brian, let's go with Brian, Northern Virginia. What's up, Brian? How are you?
Absolutely everything. So we just launched our YouTube channel about 5 days ago. So we've got, I've got a goal of 500 subscribers by June 1st, 15 personally attracted to the company by June 1st. Our goal is 50 transactions this year, which is around 650,000 in income, and continue to expand our relationship with our title company and joint ventures, things like that.
That's amazing, man. Listen, and folks, the crazy part is, you're listening to Brian numbers and you're thinking that's can make it happen, can do, right? It's not even outlandish. He could go crazy with it. He could get crazier with it. He could say 1,000 by June, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. By the way, think about how all this ties in. He goes on YouTube, goes extra hard, works on the subscribers, creates video after video after video. He does attraction videos. Those are going to help him get those 50 folks. He does real estate videos. Those are going to help him get those more deals, right? And so it's just one after another. Then if you do personal videos, like personal with you and them and talking and things like that, storytelling is going to go way further than the other 2 playlists that you're going to have. Storytelling on your community, in your area, in your town, on your business, on your life, whatever you feel like talking about. Get in front of a microphone and go 20 minutes in on something you just feel. You put that out there, subscribership comes through the roof and it becomes phenomenal, man. So I'm wishing you tremendous luck with that.
Appreciate it, brother. Thanks, David.
Of course, man. Dave Knight, let's go.
Am I unmuted? Can everybody hear me out there?
We hear you, sir. We hear you.
All right. I'm going to get out of my comfort zone big time because I'm so used to selling rental homes that sell for $200,000, $250,000, $300,000. Okay. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, those commissions suck. Okay. I want to get out of my comfort zone. I like buying properties in for less than 200,000. Okay. But I want to sell properties 500, 750, 1 million, $1.5 million. I want to get into that. I want to get out of this comfort zone of selling easy rental properties. I want to be the man in Winter Park. I want to be known as the guy that sells these luxury homes. They don't need to know me as Dave the Rental King no more. Okay, I got it. I've got a good rental business. I get it, but I want to get out of my comfort zone and I'm gonna fucking do it.
Dave, I love it, man. We're gonna switch it up. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go to your computer. I want you to open up a Google Doc and I want you to write Dave the Luxury King. I want you to print that shit out and put it right in front of your desk on the wall. And I want you to see that every single day. And then if you're going to step out of your comfort zone for real, I know you do well in front of camera. I want you to start doing videos on luxury properties. Listen, here's a way to do it. Hey, you got a listing right now at this place. Can I come over and do a promotional video? I promise. I will announce you on the comments. I will give you the credit. You are the listing agent. But can I come do a promotional video so that I can attempt to find the buyer? Most sellers now in today's market, that listing agent is going to go, hell yeah, Dave.
Right.
You want a perfect example? Go to my playlist on YouTube. I did a
Yep.
series called the 10% Miami Mansion Edition. None of those listings were mine. And every listing agent was like, yes, please come do a video. And we did a promotional video on a house that was listed on Star Island for $39.9 million.
Woo!
Okay, you could do that.
Yes.
You could do that. So do it. Get in front of the camera, have fun with it. You know, if you got to spend a little money and get you a little, camera guy for a day, couple $100, have them edit the video, make it super dope.
Yep.
You know, keep it under 2.5 minutes so people can actually pay attention to it because, ADD kicks in, and have fun with it. Take that 2.5-minute video and take pieces of it and make a 60-second promotional and throw that on the YouTube,
Reels.
The little stories thing. What's it called?
Yes. Short reels.
Yep.
The
Put it on.
Reels.
Put it on Instagram Reels. Put it on Facebook Reels. Put it everywhere. Let people know. Now, Dave, I'm going to tell
Yes.
you right now, there are going to be clients that have a $250,000 house that are going to look at your marketing and they're going to go, damn it, Dave doesn't sell my house anymore. And you just got to be prepared for that.
That's okay. We'll get someone else on my team that will do that for me.
100%, man.
Right?
Be prepared for that. Be prepared for that.
Yes, I get it. And that's okay.
It's okay.
We're growing. We're
It's
growing.
okay. Listen, it happened to me. I had a very good friend of mine, straight up. I get a text message. Hey, Dave, I want to invite you to my housewarming. I was like, what the housewarming? I ain't selling you no house. What are you talking about? Right? And I show up and I asked him, why didn't you why didn't you ask me for help when you were looking for your house? And his specific answer was, I didn't think you sold in my price point, and I was embarrassed.
Mm.
So be prepared for that. It's okay. All right, Annette, what you got for us? Give me your biggest.
Are we good?
Craziest.
Are we good now?
I hear you, lady. I
No.
hear you. You're
You
in.
do hear me?
Yep.
Megan, okay. I was on Bluetooth. That's why.
I got you.
Okay, well, all right. Thank you. So, been in the business 6 years, never spent anything on marketing except my business cards and my card magnets. And I've done rather well, 25-star reviews. But this year I want to jack it up. Everything's been referral, meeting people at pizza shops, on the street, whatever, So this year I kind of want to step up. I do want to make a video. I've been practicing. I'm very shy. I have to do myself up and make a video. That's one of my goals. But my goals as far as career, like monetary, 20 homes, 2 of them being over $1 million. Right now I work solo. I have nobody but myself. I don't know if I want to add another person or not. If I did, it would be a Spanish speaking person.
Okay.
I'm in Pope Sound. I'm in Martin County, South Florida or Treasure Coast. If I do, I'm not sure of that yet. And right now I'm okay in the average price point of 300 to 350, and 2 of those over $1 million homes.
All right. So this is what we're going to do, Annette. Can I help you with something? Is that okay? Do I have your permission to work on you with this?
Yes.
And I hope we're not killing everybody's time. I'm trying to be respectful, but I'm having too much fun. And so if you have to leave, I totally understand. Okay. I won't count it against you. You said 20 homes, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So 18 of those are going to be at about 350K. 2 of them are going to be at around $1 million. We agree?
Correct.
All right. So let's do some numbers here. Bring out my trusty iPhone calendar. 18 homes at $350,000 is $6.3 million.
Oh, it's not.
Are you having fun yet? Okay. Now, 2 at $1 million is another $2 million. This equates to $8.3 million sold. It's a beautiful thing, by the way. Okay. I think everybody here would
It
agree.
scares me all of a sudden. I got scared.
Nope, no reason to get scared. I'm going to show you why. We're going to dial this down. Okay. First of all, let's think about income. What's the average commission in Hobie? 2.5-ish?
I'm a 6%. I'm a 3% agent. A lot of people are going down to 5%, but I don't usually almost never do I go, but I believe under my 6%.
So let's imagine you got buyers and sellers, so you're not gonna have control over some. So some will be 2.5, some will be 3. So we'll just do it at 2.7 to keep an even keel. Fair enough?
Okay.
All right,
Yes.
so 8.3 at 2.7% is $224,100. How beautiful is that, right? Have you done the math
That's
on
nice.
it?
No?
Okay, let's have some fun with this.
Okay.
$224,000. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to get your computer. I want you to open up a document. I want you to write down in that document 8.3 million sold, $225,000 earned. I want you to put that down on that document. I want you to print that out. I don't care what color you
Okay.
make it, red, purple, green, blue, black. I don't care. Put it up on the computer screen in front of you. And then this is what you're going to do. This is only 20 homes, my friend. 20 homes divided by 4 quarters is 5 homes a quarter. 5 homes a quarter. You know what that means? Divide that by 3, and you only need to sell 1.6 homes a month. Is that scary? Is it scary anymore?
No,
It isn't.
no.
It's 1.6 homes a month. That means this month you can do 1, next month you can do 2, and you're on track.
Right. Okay.
2.6 homes a month. That's not scary. You know what happens is we look at this $8.3 million and we get nervous. But don't look at that. Look at
Right.
this. Tell yourself, as long as I do 1 to 2 homes a month, I hit my goals. That's it. 1 to 2 homes a month. And you're going to put it up there. Oh, on that piece of paper, also write 18 at 350 and 2 at 1 million. You want to have that in your face as well, because you want to be able to open up the world in your mind, right? So look, everybody talks about the universe, and the universe gives back to you and this and that and that and this, but your mind has to be open to it, because
Okay.
the opportunities, they show up. They show up.
Mhm.
Sometimes we just don't recognize them when they're sitting right flat in front of your face. Sometimes you're having dinner with somebody you just met because they came with a friend that you know, and the real estate conversation comes up, and you don't go in the extra 2 words to get that conversation in the right direction to realize that that person is about to sell their $1.5 million house,
Well, yeah.
right? But you don't know because you didn't say the extra 3 words. I am a realtor. Happy to help you out however I can. Are you familiar with this area? Oh my gosh, yes. Have you had dinner at this other place in your area? Oh yes, I eat there all the time. You see where this conversation goes, right? But if you have an open mind, you recognize them. And by the way, it's human not to recognize it. So don't get frustrated with yourself if one escapes you, because 5 more will show up. Fair enough? This is
Yes.
not scary anymore.
No.
Fun.
Mm-mm.
Now, here's the crazier part. You said, I don't have anybody, and I don't know if I want to bring anybody on board. You really don't need anybody to do 1.6 homes a month. Okay.
Right.
But maybe just to leverage yourself, you bring on an assistant. Bring in a virtual assistant.
Okay.
Bring in a virtual assistant. Virtual assistant is going to cost you $2,000 a month, maybe. $2,000 a month is $24,000 a year. $24,000 a year is going to be the best investment you ever made in your life. You still got $200,000 left.
Yeah.
So if you got the deals flowing in, if you sell the 1, then the 2, then the 2, then the 1, by the end of the first quarter, evaluate and go, I'm on track. I can now be responsible for somebody's salary. Then take a piece of paper, put a line down the middle, and on one side, write down everything you love about this real estate business. And on the other side, write down everything you hate about this real estate business. Everything you hate about
Okay.
real estate business becomes their new job. That's the job profile for your virtual assistant. I hate paperwork. I do. I just hate it. I can't stand it. Right? I love creative design, but I hate building websites and things like that. My assistant, he plucks out a website in like 5 minutes,
Wow.
right? So I write the creative design, send it to him. He sends me back a product, right? It would take me 4 hours to do what he could do in 20 minutes. So you're leveraging yourself. So here's the crazy shit though. Annette, here's the crazy shit. If you did 1 this month, 2 next month, 2 the following month, 2 the following month, and then you hired an assistant, the assistant took 50% of the work away from you, the next month you
Right.
have 3. The next month you probably have
Yes.
4, because you just have more time to create relationships.
Okay.
And then one day you're going to look up at that piece of paper. It's going to say 8.3, $225,000, 18 homes at 350 and 2 at $1 million. And it's going to be September. And you're going to look down and you go, shit, I already hit it. I got to print out a new piece of paper.
Okay.
There's no better feeling. All right. There's no better feeling.
Yes.
All right, guys, I have used up more than my time. I'm 15 minutes over, but I'm super excited to have this first session with you of the year. I hope everybody really enjoyed today. You know, listen, it's so important to kick this off. The one thing that I'll leave you guys with is, as motivated as you're walking away from this and everything, I want you to also put in your mind and be prepared. Life happens. You guys saw the t-shirt, shit happens, right? Life happens. Life happens, and it's gonna happen no matter what. You're gonna have a plan, and a pebble or a rock or a boulder is gonna fall in front of you. And you guys need to be prepared for that. You need to be prepared to move the boulder, kick the pebble, push the rock, whatever you need to do to enjoy yourself and challenge yourself to get around, above, do whatever you need to do. Many people will be in an open space and a rock will fall in front of them and they'll get stuck in front of the rock and not realize that they could just move to the left or the right of it and move around it. All right, guys. So be prepared, because life happens, markets change, things just happen. Don't let it mess with your plan for this year. Good luck, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you next Thursday, 11 a.m. We're always here.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, guys.